Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, what's up guys? Horror Nights Fan 13 here, and today I am doing yet another lineup speculation video for Halloween Horror Nights 2018 Hollywood. Yes, I know I've already done a few of these, but the first one was speculation on the short list, what I thought was coming, and also what the original leaked lineup said was coming. Both of those were the same thing. I had been speculating pretty much everything on that lineup since, late of the event last year. Since October, November of last year. And then last time I was just reporting on what the new rumors were. This time I'm reporting on the rumors along with my own speculation, as I have, given time to doubt the rumors, doubt the leaked lineup, and come up with my own things that I think could be featured. But before I get into this video, please, as always, show your support. Like the video if you like it. Comment your lineup. Comment if you think I'm right. Comment if you think, there are things I'm definitely wrong on. There are going to be a few things in this video where you cannot argue with me in any way, shape, or form. But you can try. And subscribe if you want to keep up with more videos. Follow social media at HHNFan13 on Twitter. Only on Twitter, no more Instagram. Instagram went bye-bye because I never used it. I didn't post on it since like 2016. I don't even post on my personal Instagram that much. So I just kind of said bye-bye Instagram. And now it's solely on Twitter. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so, usually when I do my speculation video, I go through and start with the codename mazes, and then I just go through all the other locations. This time, I'm just starting from upper lot, going lower lot, going middle lot, or not middle lot, upper lot, lower lot, back lot. That's how I'm doing this one. It's just how I feel like this one needs to be structured. So, we are starting in the Water World Q, featuring Halloween 2018, or an unknown maze. Now, I know in the last one I said it could be Halloween 2018, it could be Halloween 4, or it could be something completely unknown. This time I've cut out Halloween 4 completely, and if I'm wrong, then so be it. If Halloween 4 is featured, then I'll take my first official L in my, lineups, because usually I've been 100% accurate every single year in the lineup speculation. If I take the L, then I take the L. That's fine with me, honestly. This is what I am speculating. So, why am I speculating Halloween 2018? Well, in John's Magic 8 Ball, Twitter game where people would ask him questions, he would respond like the Magic 8 Ball. Somebody asked him, will there be multiple movies released in 2018 featured at the event? He said, yes. We already know one of them, that one being Halloween 2018. I will comment on possible ones later, talking about rumors. So, but I also think it is completely ridiculous to feature Halloween 4. Why do I think it's completely ridiculous? Nobody really cared about the Halloween movies beyond Halloween 2. They just became kind of cult classics at that point. And everything beyond the original Halloween is going to be disregarded completely as canon. It's no longer canon. It will be Halloween and then Halloween 2018. Those are the canon films in regards to this new Blumhouse one. So why would they feature Halloween 4 and then probably co-promote it with the new 2018 film with a maze based off of a movie that is no longer canon? And nobody really cares about Halloween 4. It does not make any sense to me, honestly. Makes zero sense to feature Halloween 4. But if it's not Halloween 2018, I will include another place where I think that may be featured. I think it could be something just completely out of left field. I don't know what it could be. It could be just, it's something completely new. We can't really see the facade at the Waterworld Q. We know it's big, but we cannot see it, so it doesn't give us any hints, unlike a few other mazes coming up in the lineup. So, I think it could be Halloween 2018. They could surprise us. It could be just a living preview maze where it features scenes that we see in the trailers, and only scenes that we see in the trailers. Nothing really from the new movie. That way it will avoid spoilers for the entirety of the film. Just to make it a living preview. It could possibly be even a mashup of the original Halloween from 1978 and the new Halloween 2018, because those are the canon ones and it would, be a complete story. It could be something like that. Moving on to Parisian Courtyard. This one is, you know, through and through. This one has stayed from start of the leaked lineups. I'll get in frame the start of the leaked lineups to continue through the leaked lineups. Universal Classic Monsters. I've said so many times, it's John's dream maze. I think it'll be done extremely well. So Classic Monsters is staying. I'll put up a picture of the facade of it here actually. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's got to be a castle of some sort, but it is beautiful, and I am super, super, super excited. Also in John's Magic 8-Ball game, someone asked him 2 questions in one tweet, but he only responded with 1 answer. So it's kind of hard to know if it is going to be, you know, the answer's applied to both, it's applied to one, it's applied to the other. So the first question in the 2 parts of questions was, has Stranger Things started construction yet? And then the second part was, will we be featuring kind of a gauntlet style thing in Universal Plaza, just like Blumhouse did last year? He responded with like something along the lines of yes. So that either means Stranger Things has already started construction, it means we are going to feature a gauntlet style thing in the Universal Plaza, or it means yes to both. So if we see a gauntlet style thing with Classic Monsters, I don't think we'll be seeing the actual Classic Monsters within the gauntlet. I think it'll be something along the lines of 2014's Dracula Untold, where you're kind of going through the village after it's been like ransacked by the monsters, and then once you get to the castle facade, you enter, and that's where the monsters start coming in. Moving down to the lower lot, I'm not even gonna comment on the Walking Dead attraction. It's just, it's there, it's happening. Moving on to the lower lot, in the Revenge of the Mummy queue, our second confirmed maze of the entirety of the year, that will be Bike Doherty's Trick or Treat, codename Olympics, down at the Mummy queue. I've already talked about this a few times. Very excited for this one. Gonna move on and just, you know, save time to be able to cover, you know, stuff. So, Soundstage 29 is Stranger Things. This one is also confirmed, only to be based on the first season of Stranger Things. I've talked about this one a few times before. Moving on to the backlot. Yeah, I know I'm moving quick because I can't snap, by the way, so I'm moving quick through it. I'm just rubbing my fingers. That's me snapping. So I'm moving quick just so I can get to talking about things that, you know, I have a bit more to speculate on, because these 3 in a row were confirmed. That's right, I said 3 in a row, meaning down at the Metro Sets, the first Purge. This maze is confirmed. I actually literally just got done shooting my first Purge announcement video, and now, you know, it's there, it's happening, the first Purge. If you want to know more about the first Purge maze, go and watch my announcement video where I talk more about that. I share my opinions on it. I share, you know, what I think will be featured in the maze, what is confirmed to be featured in the maze. Moving on to the exterior of Soundstage 747. We are not going inside of 747, haven't been in there since 2015. The exterior of Soundstage 747 is going to feature Poltergeist. Now, I know I said, you know, in my intro, there are a few things where you're not going to be able to argue with me on and say, oh no, I think this is going to be a totally different maze. This is one of those ones where you're not going to be able to argue with me on. Besides, you know, the 3 confirmed mazes. Can't argue with me on this one. Because right here we have the house from Poltergeist. And right here we have the facade being built outside of 747. Yeah, it's a match. So, Poltergeist. We are getting Poltergeist. It's not been announced yet. When I think this will be announced, actually, is at the Midsummer Scream panel. Now, you may be going, Blake, hold up. Didn't you say, I don't know if I did say or I did not say, didn't you say that Poltergeist was going to be shared between Orlando and Hollywood? And if I did say that previously, then yes, I did say that. And if I have not said that previously, then now I have said it. Poltergeist is rumored to be shared between Orlando and Hollywood. So, when do I think this is going to be announced? I think this will be announced at Midsummer Scream. Why do I think it will be announced at a panel all the way out on the West Coast? It was revealed pretty recently that Mr. Mike Aiello will be joining John Murdy and Chris Williams at the Midsummer Scream panel. And I think that's a perfect place to announce one of the final shared properties for the event. I think Poltergeist is a huge name, it's a huge draw. I think it could be, you know, a very successful announcement if they announce it at the Midsummer Screen Panel. So that's where I'm pretty much 100% certain that Poltergeist is going to be at 747. I mean, you saw the pictures. There's not much you can dispute on that. Moving on to our final maze location, the backlot from Dusk Till Dawn American Horror Story venue. This is another of the ones where you can't really argue with me on what the theme of the maze is entirely, but you can argue with me what the interior is going to be based on. Because, look at this. This is from 2017, right? That's Horrors of Blumhouse. Look at this. This is being constructed right now down on the backlot from Dusk Till Dawn American Horror Story venue. Horrors of Blumhouse. That's right. It's coming back this year. I know I already speculated that last time it was coming back, but this time, you know, it's just, there's no disputing it. But this time I'm actually going to speculate on, you know, talk about rumors of what's going to be featured in the maze, talk about what I would like to be featured, what I think would be most likely, even though, you know, there are the rumors and stuff coming from very reliable sources. Reliable rumors coming from very reliable sources. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to say. So, let us start with the rumors. The rumors are that it will cut back from last year featuring 3 properties to only featuring 2 properties. And those 2 properties are going to make this maze a flaming dumpster fire. Those 2 properties being Truth or Dare and Unfriended. I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. Truth or Dare was, in fact, a Universal movie. It was, in fact, released in 2018. Unfriended, the original, was a Universal movie. But the sequel is not going to be Universal, probably because the last one was such a flaming dumpster fire. Flaming dumpster fire. Yeah, I guess that works. I think this maze is the corporate pushed maze of the year. You know, John said when he talked about Blumhouse, he said this maze is, you know, this is something that I have been involved in making since, you know, way back when I got like a first draft of the script. But I think if this maze will feature Truth or Dare and Unfriended solely, I think this maze is 100% the maze that was pushed on John rather than doing an original, because it's just, these are crap properties. I haven't bothered with Truth or Dare. I know it flopped. Unfriended takes place on a freaking computer screen. I haven't watched that because it flopped. Those are both Universal mazes, or Universal movies. One's got a sequel coming out soon, distributed through Blumhouse. They could be using the maze to promote it. This one is just a dumpster fire if it features those. And unfortunately, that would be way, 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 way at the bottom of my list. And I don't think anything could be worse than that. So yeah, that's what I'm speculating, or that's the rumors. Now, what I think are possible properties, what I thought was when I wrote this whole sheet of paper, this one is a much more elaborately written lineup speculation than all of my other ones. Usually the other ones just kind of feature like, oh, this is the location, this is the property, and then I kind of move on. This one has like a lot of split up things for me to speculate. So, Sinister was one that I speculated because, you know, when this maze started being constructed, there was a wall that was being reused from Sinister. However, John has stated that there will be no characters from last year repeated at this year's event. I know, you know, that contradicts with The Purge. The characters featured in the first Purge maze are going to be all new characters, never before featured at the event. So, Bughuul would be a character from Sinister. He was featured last year in the Horrors of Blumhouse. Can't really be featured again. So, nope, no Bughuul there. No Sinister. I would have liked that to happen. That would have been one of my, you know, best outcomes of this event. Moving on to Ouija, or Ouija, whatever, however you pronounced it. So, Ouija, if you don't know, last year was supposed to be in Orlando's Horrors of Blumhouse maze. However, it was scrapped last minute. I don't really know what happened there, but it was purged. You know, that's kind of the throw-in thing, like, hey, this thing's not working out. Purge. So yeah, Ouija was supposed to be in Orlando last year. It didn't happen. I think it could be possible to happen, you know, this year. Moving on to another Blumhouse property that people would very much like to see, Split. I've heard there's some maze potential. I've heard there's no maze potential. I have not seen Split, actually, so I can't really weigh in there. That's just a popular Blumhouse movie that I think could have the potential to be featured, you know, ignoring all this inside info, rumor crap. Moving on to another one that I would like to be featured, but I'm not sure if it would translate super well beyond one, maybe two scenes, would be Get Out. I truly loved Get Out, and this maze would be a perfect place to utilize black walls. Why? Because the sunken place. I think it could work very well with using, you know, trippy audio with the spoon. I think we could possibly see, you know, the skeleton horse puppet if Get Out was in fact featured in Horrors of Blumhouse. Moving on to a maze I already talked about. Halloween 2018. Yeah, I said this could be featured in another place at the event. Why do I think it could be featured here? Well, let's just take a step back. Let's say the original lineup wanted to feature Halloween 2018 as a full-blown maze. They designed it, they wrote the treatment, and they showed it to the production. Jason Blum said, yeah, this is great. But maybe other producers saw it, like maybe Mr. John Carpenter saw it, and he said, this is spoiling too much of the movie. I don't want this movie to be spoiled too much. No. And, you know, since he's like the big man, he says no, that means it's a no-go. So, what if John came back and said, well, what if instead of featuring it as a full-blown maze, we give it 4, maybe 5 scenes in a Blumhouse compilation that will, you know, highlight the movie itself and show a bit of what is to come in this movie, but not spoil a bunch of it. And they said, you know what? It's not a bad idea. It lines up with the whole thing that there's multiple 2018 movies going to be used at this year's event. You know, so did Truth or Dare, so did Unfriended. I don't know. Part of me just wants to completely ignore the rumors in hopes that they're wrong because those just sound completely awful. But they're coming from reliable sounding people and multiple people. I don't know. Moving on, yeah, there's more than just maze speculations. I'm going full lineup this time. To the Terror Tram. This one, we have an original theme on the Terror Tram, and kind of a popular speculation for an original theme on the Terror Tram. You know, they asked if there would be any returning characters from last year. No returning characters from last year. What about returning characters from 2016? Original Terror Tram. Hollywood Harry? That's just a speculation. Could Hollywood Harry return? People have been begging for him to come back. People love clowns. I don't know why. Clowns at a Halloween event are kind of overrated, except for another type of clown that I'm going to be talking about in the scare zones. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I think clowns are kind of overrated, and you know, everyone raved about the Hollywood Harry Terror Tram. I thought it was meh. So, could Hollywood Harry be returning? I mean, he's popular. Everyone loved him. Why not bring him back? So yeah. Potential, just original theme tram. I don't know if it would be Hollywood Harry or it would be just, you know, something completely new and original. Moving on to scare zones. I think we will either be featuring, like last year, 3 scare zones or potentially 4 scare zones. Now, the locations for the scare zones that I think are a guarantee are the opening street scare zone, what is called New York Street, just that opening Universal Boulevard strip. I think that will feature a zone. I'm fairly certain that the tunnel will be featuring a zone because we have to walk to the back lot, and I am 100% certain, because I already know the theme, of the backlot gauntlet zone, that one being Holidays in Hell. So, the original, or let's talk about just the, and then, you know, I'm just kind of all over the place. I'm a little distracted right now because that red battery light is blinking telling me, hey, hurry up, and I'm like, oh crap, okay. So, another location that I think could, you know, be featured if, you know, things work out is the French Street. We have not featured French Street as a standalone scare zone since 2015. So, I think French Street could actually be featured again as an exit for the Universal Classic Monsters maze, going through the Fear Factor Live audition building and then, you know, exiting on the French Street, which should have done last year with Blumhouse but wasn't done for some reason. It would be better to route the crowd that way even, because it would just, would cut off being by the construction for the Globe Theater replacement area. So, where do I think these zone things are going? The opener, I think, will have an original theme. We know that there's only one IP zone, so I think the opener is going to have an original theme, but if French Street is not used, then I think the opener will take on this IP. On French Street, the rumor has surfaced recently that we will be sharing an IP scare zone with Orlando. John already said there are no characters returning from last year. That only leaves one possible IP scare zone to be sharing with Orlando, and that is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, 80s cult horror goodness. Yes, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the rumor of our IP zone. No longer is it American Horror Story Cult, it is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think that one could be featured on French Street. However, if French Street is not used, then I believe it will be our entrance scare zone. If French Street is used, then I believe Killer Clowns from Outer Space will be going on French Street, and an original zone will be taking over the entrance scare zone. Moving on to the tunnel, also believe that one will be an original, something crappy tunnel themed. That sounds about right. And on the backlot, our only confirmed scare zone, Holidays in Hell. And I'm almost out of time, so I'm just going to outro the video now. Like the video, comment, subscribe, social media, HNFan13 on Twitter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.